Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be sharing with us how we can teach student that doesn't want to listen. It's so important that we understand the different personality of your student. We have different this personality in adult and so also implied to our student. Most students have this habit of not willing to listen. And that is why I keep saying that we need to teach students the way they learn, not just the way other learn, but the way specifically they learn. And that does all take us to what we call differentiated instruction. Because when you differentiate your instruction, you actually meet the different learning styles in your class. Now let me just share with us how we can teach student that does not listen. First, you need to be specific. Setting lofty expectation or asking too much question at the same time can be confusing. What is this? What is that? Explain this. Most students have issue of comprehension. So when you bug them with a lot of questions, they may be confused. And at that point, they will not be willing to listen to you. But when you give them a specific instruction intentionally, they get to walk or run with it. And that way promote their affective domain and they tend to enjoy what they are doing. Despite that, they will not really give you that much attention span, so to say, but they will pick up the concept because it is specific. That is why even in our objective or rationale of a particular lesson need to be what in unit form. You need to be specifically not giving an instruction or objective that is complex. It will be difficult for such student to comprehend. So you need to be clear with your instruction. You need to be specific, and the student can be able to pick a particular concept and run with it. But when you have a complex objective, it will be difficult for this kind of student to follow up with your lesson. Remember, we are discussing on a particular student that doesn't want to listen. You have identified this type of student in your class, and you feel that you conclude that this particular student doesn't want to listen. So you can only help them with giving a specific instruction. Now, two, you need to mirror your habits. Children always watch us and often copy our actions. So you need to make the child see how you tackle problem in class and make it enjoyable, make it fun. Sometimes when most teacher when you go to classes maybe for inspection, so that's they will make work a big deal. No, you need to make work fun. You need to be relaxed. You need to be okay. But when you make work a big deal, your student identify that weakness and be able to see that work is actually not fun, and children enjoy what is fun. So you need to try to mirror this habit of making work fun and easy. So when you are taking work in a funful way, your children, that particular child that doesn't want to listen, will start enjoying, or it will start observing you the way you are taking work in a funful way. So mirroring our character before that particular child will help them listen, because most time when they see that lessons are not fun, who cares? They will not willing to. And I believe you also, if you know that a particular concept is not fun, you will not like to do that. So you see that for them not to listen, that means that they don't like it. And you need to promote that likeness in that subject. You need to promote that likeness in that topic by mirroring your character, by mirroring your habit for them to copy. No matter how a child is in your class, is picking up, or she is picking up something from you. Remember, you are always a role model, whether you like it or not. Or sometimes we don't want to assume that position of being a role model. But whatever you play out in your class, student tends to copy it positively or negatively. So we need to be very, very intentional of what we play in class or what we do in the presence of our children, because it matter much. So that is that. Thirdly, we need to be patient. There's no how I will talk about teaching a child that doesn't listen that I will forget being patient. Patience is very, very important. In fact, as a teacher, you need to be patient, because we have different learning style, we have different IQ in class. So don't always be friend to those high flyers in your class and only bring the other one down. You we demonize them, and you make them hate your class. And when that happens, to get the attention back will be very, very difficult. So we need to have this character of patience. Try to understand where the students are coming from, what are their challenges, because when we know that, we'll be able to guide them. Remember, we are always a guide. We should be patient to be able to work with any category of children. So when they don't want to listen, be patient. Always have your work ready. Always have your objective specifically. Always try to make it funful. Not because they are not listening, you start throwing tantrum. Instead of what the students should be doing, you start doing that. And when you do that, so that they will copy those bad, negative actions of yours. And they will be playing it out for you, but you cannot see it from your own side. But you will just say, the students are not willing to learn. Yes, that is your conclusion, but most times they are picking this from you. You are telling them directly or indirectly that this particular system is difficult. This particular system is not fun. And when schooling is not fun, they feel that they are just wasting their time. So it's one of the attitude that teachers need to encourage. Be patient to be able to drive students, for them to be able to understand a particular concept. Now, after patience, you need to be calm. You need to teach with love. You need to exercise that calmness. No matter what, just see them that they don't know what they are doing. Yes, of course, children need to be guided. Children does not understand what they are doing, and that is why they are minor. So you don't actually believe that they know what they are doing, even though what they seems to be exhibiting is more strong. I will tell you that they are actually copying those kind of attitude from an adult, because at that point, especially the elementary class, which is the foundation, you can see some character in your children that you will feel that they know what they are doing. No, I will tell you that they are always playing out what they have observed from a grown up. So at this point, you need to be calm, you need to be patient, you need to love your children. I always say this, that you cannot teach people or group of people that you don't like. You can't just gather people that you don't like and start to teach. It doesn't work. So for you to teach people, it must come from a heart of love. You need to like, you need to love people that you are teaching equally, equally, as long as they are your students. You need to teach them equally, and that is why you need to differentiate their lesson to meet individual need. You should not just prepare your lesson to meet only those you know that they can understand. Then those that cannot understand should be ignored. That is not a quality of a good teacher. A good teacher must ensure that each and every one of his or her student must benefit from his or her lesson. So staying calm is very, very important. Now let me move to the magical things that will make your child listen. You need to learn how to praise good behavior. Now, especially those children or those students that does not listen in class, you need to praise their good behavior. You need to look for what you can praise them. When you consecutively do that, you are trying to bring them closer. You are trying to mold them into the system. The, everybody like praises. Everybody like praises, whether you like it or not. Even as a teacher, when you are being praised, when you are being motivated from your place of work, you tend to put in your best. So the same way, when you motivate your student, he or she will try to impress you. And when somebody is trying to impress you, he must listen to you. Everything you are doing will be very significant. And when you understand that, it will help the student to listen in class. Okay. Now, the last but not least is that we need to learn how to listen to them. This is very, very crucial or important, because most time we are autocratic in class. We doesn't want to listen to our student. Let me talking about listening to our student is not during lesson. Yeah, lesson you need to instill class control, but most time you need to also have a forum where you listen to your students. And be able to be in their shoes and understand, be in their level and understand the way they think. And when you do that, you are creating this bond with them. They are having this confidence in you. And when they have this confidence in you, they are looking up to you. And when this is created, they will always listen to you. Do you know why? Because at that point, you are a friend to them. So being listening to them, giving them the listening ear, create this relationship that in turn can be objectively correcting those character of not listening. So when you do all these things I've mentioned, you see that it really help bring your student back to you, and they'll be able to listen and be part of your class. But when you ignore all these steps, you see that you end up creating a child in your class that will not benefit anything. Remember, if they are not listening to you, they are not benefiting. And the function of you being a teacher in that class has been defeated. So it is very, very important that we know that all students in your class must benefit from your lesson. No matter what, you have to make them benefit from your lesson. And when you do that, you be known to be that great teacher of our time. Thank you for your time listening to this advice. I hope if we put all this in practice and also add other measures, you'll be able to overcome those difficult students you have in your class. Thank you. Bye.